So just before the formal part of the session, we were chatting informally, and one gentleman came up to me and said, "What's happening? It's been a year or more. I've put money in your scheme, and the thing doesn't seem to go up. Even if the NAV goes up somewhat, then it again comes back down. What's happening?" And I can empathize with that. So it's not just this gentleman. My wife and daughter are politely sitting in the first row and also wondering why they are not wealthier today as compared to 1 year back. So they also ask me the same questions. Luckily, here you get to do it only once a year. They ask me every day. So that's the downside. So, and I can empathize with this because, after all, at least directionally, things should be going well for you, right? If you sign up for a weight loss diet, okay, sometimes the weight may be flat, sometimes weight may come down slowly, but you don't expect weight to increase on a weight loss diet, right? So here you have given money to us for it to grow over a period of time. You don't expect it to remain completely flat or marginally downward or whatever. What is happening? And these questions have been like a very loving and caring parent uh, questioning, scolding a child after a bad report card, right? Uh, your marks are not good. What are you doing about it? Why did this happen? Number one, that is the first question. Why did this happen? And second is, how will you ensure that this will not happen in the future and how you will do better the next year? Okay, now this is obvious. So far, we are clear on this aspect. 3 outcomes after this question happens. One is that the child behaves like a good child, as is to be expected. Okay, Papa, I will not watch Netflix so much next year. I will study more. I'll do all my homework assignments, and we will do better. I'll get better marks next year. So, equivalent here, we could be all 4 of us would go to Neil and stand up before the audience and say, next year we will not watch Netflix, we'll read more annual reports, we'll attend more conference calls, we will read more books, and we will try and do better. That could be one thing that we do next year. The other thing could be that Neil gets very angry and says, I should punish you, I should cut your pocket money, or you will get only one coffee in office, or we'll cut your salaries or something like that. That is the second part. Both don't sound very appealing to me. So what I'll try and do is I'll try and take the third approach. Firstly, I'll try and explain to people in this audience and Neil that performance actually is not bad and performance actually is very, very good. That is first attempt that I'll make. And secondly, to whatever extent performance is bad, it is the teacher's fault because all the questions were out of syllabus and meaning no blame remains with the investment team. So let's get right into it. So the subjects of physics and chemistry are easy in life, right? So in chemistry, if you combine 2 atoms of hydrogen with 1 atom of oxygen, at the end of it, invariably you get water. It never happens that after you combine these 2 atoms, you get olive oil or you get castor oil, right? That never happens. In market, sometimes you get castor oil and it takes your digestive system for a toss. That's the issue with equity investing. Equity investing is more akin to this. And again, to explain to Neil, I have a very handy analogy. Neil has been each year for the last 9 years saying PPFS believes in the law of the farm. So now I have a farm analogy to tell him how there is no fault that attributes to the investment team. So what does the farmer do? A farmer ensures that the soil quality is good. that plowing is done on time, that the seed quality is good, proper fertilizers are given, proper hydration is given, water is given on time, pesticides are put at the right time, all the weeds are taken away. That is what the farmer can do, right? But what if there's a flood one year? What if there's a drought the other year? What if there's a crop disease which suddenly breaks out in a region and which destroys all the crop? What can the farmer do? So, Neil, what can we do? Right? So, what are the good seeds, water, and fertilizer of investing? Neil touched upon this briefly in his talk. But firstly, we have been saying this for 9 years, not just today, that we try and seek out to invest with good quality promoters and managers. We try and invest in great businesses as defined by high returns on equity, where there's some competitive advantage, which are preferably asset light, where there's low leverage, and where there's attractive valuation. These are the good seed, water, and fertilizer of investing. So those of you who have read this book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, know about these 2 circles. The bigger circle in life, not just relating to this subject of investing, but generally, the bigger circle is what is called the circle of concern. It could be various things that could affect you: the political system in the country, the infrastructure in the city, pandemics like COVID, and all sorts of things. Those are things which affect your day-to-day life and even longer-term life prospects. But most of the things you can do nothing about. Within that larger circle of concern, there is a small circle wherein things are there which you can actually do something about. So, can we do anything about Russia-Ukraine war, price of oil, interest rates, recession coming in US or no recession coming in US, semiconductor shortages or semiconductor excesses, shortage of containers, glut of containers? Can we do anything about that? Answer is no. Can we do anything about the stock prices? Answer is no. What can we do something about? The same things which I spoke about in the earlier slide: promoter quality, business quality, valuation, and stuff like that. So again, the reason, and again I'll compare this journey with the weight loss program that I spoke about. If you sign up for a weight loss program, you don't expect your weight to increase. But when you are on a drive on roads like this in a hilly terrain, going from point A to point B, many a times your car will seem to be going in the reverse direction as compared to the destination that you see in front of you. Many a times, instead of the car going up, will be going down on a road, because that road goes round and round and round before it finally reaches the destination, which is very, very akin to equity investing journey. I'll give specific examples as we go along, but keep this in mind. This is the reason why we keep insisting on long-term returns. People who have been invested with us for some time and have attended plenty of these meetings would know that we have never gloated on short-term results or even on long-term returns. We have never said, oh, look at last 6 months performance, look at last 1 year performance, how great it is. So when we were not ecstatic, when 12-month performance was very good, you should not be depressed when 12-month performance is not that great. Because it's the nature of the thing. It's nothing that is unique or which is happening for the first time.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.